Yo, so today I'm gonna check out a video by Barca Legion. This video is titled "The Greatest Rebuild in Football History." I'm very interested to see what he has to say about this. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Let's go.
In 2021, Barcelona hit the lowest point in their history. Performances were terrible, they had a debt of 1 billion euros, while at the same time Lionel Messi was forced to leave. It really felt like the club was broken beyond repair. Yet, just 5 years later, Barcelona are once again a team everyone fears. They are dominating Spain and beating every big team they face. But how did a team that was on the verge of losing everything make the greatest comeback in football history? Well, it all started on 7th
Dude, this was like
of March.
this was like madness, bro. Like I remember, oh, dude, that time period, bro, in 2021, man, that was like the worst time to be a Barca fan, man. I don't know how I was able to like sit through and watch games, bro. It was genuinely like depressing to watch Barcelona during this time. Man.
March 2021. On that date, Juan Laporta officially became Barcelona's president for the second time. This was a much needed change at the club because it has been rotting with Josep Maria Bartomeu at the wheel. After all, he was actually the reason why Barca ended up with 1 billion euros in debt and with players who didn't even care about the badge or the squad. So when Laporta took office, he found a Barcelona that
Machine learning is
No,
advancing,
an ad.
but businesses wonder if some machines can do
Let's welcome our new
couldn't register squad. So when Laporta took office, he found a Barcelona that couldn't register players without selling assets, wages that were 110
madness.
to 120% of revenue, which is literally illegal under La Liga's rules, and the performances on the pitch were looking even worse. It was simply an ongoing disaster.
I forgot PK fucking like shaved his fucking beard.
On the pitch were looking even worse. It was simply an ongoing disaster. Laporta had only one task: save Barcelona no matter what. And so he started with the inflated contracts. He asked the legends of the club to take pay cuts in order to help with the financial situation. Gerard Piqué, Busquets, Jordi Alba and Sergio Roberto took multiple pay cuts and put the institution above their egos. But the biggest loss of all was Messi. Laporta got him to agree a contract renewal with reduced wages. However, La Liga rejected the registration due to wage cap, and before you know it, Messi became the first player Laporta got rid of.
Dude, that day, bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro, I was crying, bro. I cried, bro. Like I was genuinely bawling my eyes out. Seeing Messi in that press conference, seeing Messi leave Barcelona, that shit genuinely hurt me on another level, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't care. I'm not afraid to admit it.
Though before he was elected, he promised he would do everything to keep him. Truth is, there was nothing he could have done. But in the summer of the same year, 2021, Griezmann was sent on loan to Atletico Madrid and Emerson Royal was sold to Tottenham. But while Laporta was saving money from
I forgot we even signed him in the first place.
Rid of unnecessary players, he was also transferring useful players for little to no money. Luke De Jong, Eric Garcia, Memphis Depay and many others.
Oh my gosh, I forgot we signed Eric Garcia that season. Holy shit.
Players became the so-called heroes of dark times. I made a video about them. Check it out. But
oh, I gotta check that out. Alright.
Even with all these transfer policies, Barcelona still had a big problem: Ronald Koeman. With him as the manager, Barca had lost its identity, spamming crosses, parking the ball.
Like under Ronald Koeman, there was like glimpses of like, you know, of hope, but like by the time the 21-22 season started, it was just terrible. Like there was just no hope for Ronald Koeman. And it sucks because like he's still a legend. Like as a player, he is still very much a legend. He won us our first ever Champions League, so that Never taken away. That you can never take away from him. But like as a coach, it's unfortunate it didn't work out. But man, oh man, oh man.
And overall horrible tactics, even though in the beginning Ronald Koeman was promising. But with him, Barcelona got so bad that they failed to qualify for the Champions
Wrong season.
League knockout rounds. A 3-0 loss to Benfica and another 3-0 loss to Bayern Munich.
3-0 to Bayern Munich at home. 3-0 to Benfica. I was genuinely like baffled. Like I knew, like deep down I knew we were gonna lose this game. But like losing 3-0 to Benfica, I was just like, there's just no way, bro. I was like, we hit rock bottom. And then in the return game, we drew against Benfica. And then that game against Bayern.
Meant that
like, bro. When like that moment where you just knew, like when that return, oh my gosh, I can't speak. When that game against Bayern finished, that second game where we were playing at the Allianz, bro, and the commentator said that Barcelona was going to the Europa League, I was in genuine like disbelief. I was like, there's no way FC Barcelona, bro, FC Barcelona are going to the Europa League. Like it just didn't compute to my mind. It just didn't compute in my mind. Like FC Barcelona in the Europa League, it was just madness. Cause like, again, I'm only 21 years old, but like for my entire lifetime I have watched FC Barcelona play in the Champions League. I have watched Barcelona be competitors for a Champions League, you know? So seeing like this moment right here, knowing that they were going to go to the Europa League, it was just like depressing, bro.
Barca were going to play in the Europa League in the 2021-2022 season. And the last time they played in that competition was in 2003-2004. Yeah. But even that wasn't enough for
like
him
literally
to...
like I was born in 2004. So like my entire life FC Barcelona was not in a Europa League.
Get sacked. Ironically, a 1-0 loss against Rayo Vallecano in October was what got him fired. But the most important part is who replaced him. Because on 6th of November 2021, Xavi Hernandez was appointed as Barcelona's new manager. When he took over, Barcelona were 9th in La Liga. They were losing to every big team and were relying on young players like Ansu Fati or Gavi, who weren't even 18 at the time. The only thing Xavi was offered was the transfers of Aubameyang, Adama Traore and Yusuf Demir. He had to somehow save Barca with a squad filled with finished or inexperienced players with some talent here and there. And despite all odds, he changed everything at the club. The training intensity, the hierarchy, the love these players had for the badge. Everyone started playing for the same goal, and the absence of superstars with big egos meant that this squad was more united than ever. At the end of the 2021-2022 season, Barcelona finished second in La Liga, reached the Europa League semi-finals and beat Real Madrid 4-0.
Quarterfinals. We got to the quarterfinals of the Europa League
In March, and with the team looking more and more promising, Juan Laporta put his trust in Xavi.
Dude, that game against Frankfurt, bro, I still can't believe that shit happened. Like, how? Why were there so many Frankfurt fans at the new camp? Why? How did we manage to play 2 away games in a quarterfinal, bro? Like, it just makes no sense, bro.
But to make Barcelona function properly, he needed to sign more better players. And so Laporta activated some economic levers, selling 25% of future La Liga TV rights and a minority stake in Barca studios. Actions that helped Barca buy and register new players. In the summer of 2022, they bought Andreas Christensen for free, Kessie for free, Rafinha, Lewandowski, and Jules Koundé.
This is genuinely a goated transfer window, bro. We got Lewandowski. Like, I would have never imagined Lewandowski at Barcelona. Like, Robert Lewandowski at Barcelona? What? Insane. Because, like, throughout, like, the years, you know, there have always been rumors that if Lewandowski were to leave Bayern, he would go to, like, Real Madrid. You know? So seeing this transfer, I was like, I just couldn't believe it, bro. I was like, no way we signed Lewandowski. And then we signed Rafinha, Koundé, Kessie, and Christensen. Like, bro, this was a goated transfer window, bro.
Barca signed a very important deal with Spotify.
That would earn them I don't care. This is one of the best This is one of the best deals we've ever made, bro. I don't care, bro. We got so many, like, collabs with these artists, bro. Like, literally, bro, if Barcelona never signed this deal, bro, I would not be listening to Le Seraphim and Itzy, bro. I wouldn't. Because Barcelona did, like, a kind of collab with Le Seraphim. That's literally how that's how I knew Le Seraphim to begin with. Was through that collab. And then the same thing with Itzy. I mean, I've been knowing about Itzy, but, like, I started listening to Itzy, like, after that collab. Which was, like, fairly recent. It was, like, summer 2025. But, yeah, nah. I don't care. This is one of the best deals Barcelona ever made, bro. I'll stand by it.
To 70 million euros per year, while also bringing global exposure to a younger audience. Also, because of this deal, the naming rights went to Spotify. The Camp Nou was now called the Spotify Camp Nou, a sacrifice the club had to make in order to return to glory. And taking the risk paid off, as in the 2022-2023 season, Barcelona became La Liga champions while having the best defense in Europe, with Koundé, Araujo, Christensen, and Balde. However, while Xavi built the foundation for a strong team and led Barcelona back to dominating Spain,
because in 22-23, the Champions League, we got grouped again, and then we got knocked out by Man United. I was just like, how? How the fuck did this happen? How did we get eliminated in a Europa League knockout round by Man United? Like, no, like, I'm not trying to, like, disrespect Man United. It's like, we should not be listening to Man United. We should not. For the life of me, I don't know how we lost to Man United.
In the Europa League for a second season in a row, and they didn't even win it. It was clear that Xavi had some issues with his team in the Champions League. Still, Barca would face bigger problems when the summer of 2023 arrived. Busquets left, Jordi Alba left, and Dembele was sold to PSG for only 50 million euros, out of which Barcelona received only 25. These were all very important players for Xavi, but because the club didn't have any money, they brought in 3 players only with a similar profile, not the same ability. João Cancelo, João Felix, Ilkay Gundogan, and Inigo Martinez. The cracks began to show, and at the beginning of the season it was clear that this was not the same Barcelona from 2022-2023, even though Lamine Yamal was there and he was a huge boost for the squad. In that season, Barcelona finished second in La Liga.
But he wasn't the Lamine Yamal that we know now.
4-1 to Real Madrid in the Super.
Oh my gosh, this time period in early 2024 was fucking depressing, bro. Losing 4-1 to Real Madrid, losing 3-5 to Villarreal. Oh my god. Like, we were winning that game. We were down, I think we were down like 2-0. We came back and started winning 3-2, only then to lose 3-5. Madness.
Cup final and experienced one of the biggest heartbreaks in football history. PSG 4-1 Barcelona in the UCL quarterfinals, a match that many
This was fucking... This was depressing, bro. I was just like... I was so hopeful. I was genuinely so hopeful. I was like, bro, we beat PSG. Because everyone was underestimating Barcelona. Like, most people, like, I remember before, you know, this fixture took place, like, before the first leg, people were underestimating Barcelona, saying that PSG was going to beat Barcelona easily. And then we beat PSG in the first leg in their stadium. And I was like, hell yeah, bro. Like, we definitely could do it. You know, I don't know about winning the Champions League, but we could definitely get to the final. Because we would have played either, if we had gone through, we would have played either Atletico Madrid or Dortmund. And I was like, we could definitely get to that final, you know? But, of course, just wasn't meant to
Barca
be.
fans thought marked the club's comeback in Europe, but in the end it marked another trophyless season. This, combined with the predictable tactics Xavi used, made many doubt his ability to take this team forward. And even Xavi realized this problem, so he decided to resign. But the club convinced him to stay, only to sack him 1 month later.
Okay, I gotta talk about this, because, like... So, okay, Xavi announced that he was gonna resign, like, I'm pretty sure it was, like, after the Villarreal game where we lost 3-5. And literally, because of that announcement, that's when we started, like, playing better. You know, when we were, like, we were doing good. But, yeah, this is the one thing that Laporta did I just can't stand by. Because how are you gonna, like... Laporta was like on his knees, bro, begging Xavi to stay, and then just to kick him out? Like, I'm sorry, that just doesn't sit right with me. Like, I love Laporta, you know, I love all the things, or most of the things that he's done for Barcelona, you know, but this is not one of them. Now, I'm not saying that Xavi should have stayed, but it's like, why convince him to stay only to then sack him afterwards? Like, that's just lame. That's just slimy to me. But that's just my opinion, though. Fuck, I was gonna say something else and I forgot.
Only to sack him 1 month later. This was a very strange decision, but a necessary one nonetheless. A decision which led to Barcelona's best season since 2015. Because Juan Laporta announced that the next manager for the club would be none other than Hansi Flick.
I'm gonna just say it, bro. I love Hansi Flick, bro. I love him so much, bro. I really want him to stay. Like, I genuinely love this guy so much, bro. Like, where would we be, bro?
He did this move with doubt at first. After all, he was sacked for a reason as Germany's coach, while others said that he is simply not good enough to save a team like Barcelona. However, despite the club only signing Dani Olmo and Pau Victor in the summer of 2024, Hansi Flick shocked the entire world with the way he transformed Barca. And to understand it better...
Oh, to talk about Xavi, bro, I'll always be grateful for Xavi. He laid the foundation for what this Barcelona team is right now. I wish it worked out for him, you know, in the end, but I'll always be grateful for Xavi as the coach. So, yeah.
Even I wasn't interested in watching Barcelona play at the beginning of the 2024-2020 world with the way he transformed Barca. And to understand it better, even I wasn't interested in watching Barcelona play at the beginning of the 2024-2025 season. We literally had no hope. But after the first few training sessions and
Fair enough. But like after like the first game though, I was like, okay, We got something here.
This looked like a completely different team. Verticality, aggression, high pressing, and fast transitions. But the most important part is how he transformed players. Before Flick,
Dude, that
Rafinha
home
was
kit,
labeled
bro.
as a fake Brazilian who isn't good enough to play for Barcelona. Lewandowski was just a striker that entered his declining phase, and Inigo Martinez, for example, was just an unknown player. With Flick, Rafinha became a Ballon d'Or candidate, Lewandowski an elite striker with some of the best numbers in Europe, and Inigo Martinez a world-class defender. Please come back. Nobody expected Barcelona to be so good under Hansi Flick, but they dominated every team they faced. 4-1 against Bayern Munich, 7-0 against Real Valladolid, 4-0 against Real Madrid, and many other insane matches. This time, there were no problems in Europe for Barcelona. They finished second in the Champions League standings and reached the semi-finals for the first time in 6 years. Barca finished the 2024-2025 season with 3 domestic trophies, and even though they got knocked out from the UCL in a heartbreaking manner, it was there for everybody to see. Barcelona was
do I talk about it? I'll just talk about it. I'll say it again, bro. I cried, bro. I bawled my eyes out after that game against Inter, bro. Like, it was bad, bro. I was like, it got so bad, bro. I was like completely like just zoned out of everything for like the next week. I genuinely did not want to go to class the next day, bro. That's like how bad that defeat weighed in on me. And I know that's not good, you know, like, oh, you know, you shouldn't let like sports affect you like that, but bro, that shit was genuinely heartbreaking, bro. But yeah, it is what it is.
Finally back. As for the financial side, things were also looking good. The club was finally profitable, and the debt fell to about $469 million. However, they were still financially vulnerable, and even though Hansi Flick proved the president could trust him with the performances Barcelona delivered, Juan Laporta couldn't sign every player the coach wanted. Inigo Martinez was sold to Al Nassr, a key piece in the team's defense, but instead of replacing him, Barca bought Juan Garcia, a goalkeeper, Rashford, and Rooney Bardghji. None of them
like, why get rid of our most important defender and not get a replacement for him? Like, that's just what I don't understand. It just makes no sense to me. Like, yeah, Jean Garcia, Rashford, you know, great signings, especially Jean Garcia, but not signing a center back after you let go of your best center back of last season, it was just stupid.
Defenders. And again, this problem became evident this season, with Barcelona conceding more goals than ever. But one big positive is that they returned to their renovated Camp Nou in November, which is a core asset in the club's long-term revenue. The new pitch has a seat capacity of 105,000, VIP packages, museum tours, and many other interesting features, which will help the club generate more revenue in the present and future. And so, even if the team doesn't look as dominant as in the 2024-2025 season, Barcelona is finally stable for the first time in many years. And if Juan Laporta keeps making good investments and decisions, the team could really become even better than it was in the past. So who knows? Maybe we will...
Gosh, those fucking... Dude, the 24-25 kits, bro, were genuinely some of the best in Barca history, bro. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Okay, that was like off topic, but I just had to say it, man, because these kits are just so fucking clean, bro.
Team could really become even better than it was in the past. So who knows? Maybe we will win the Champions League one day. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to check this one out. The GOAT of every position in football.
Dope video. This video is nice. Yeah, it's great to see how much, you know, Barcelona has, like, it's insane to see how much Barcelona was able to, like, change in these past couple of years. Like, going back to 2021, it's like thinking back at, like, in 2021, I would have never imagined Barcelona being at the point that they are right now. Like, it's insane how much Barcelona were able to like turn things around, you know, within like 5 years. Like, it's madness, you know. And it was a long it's a long way, but we're here. We're back. Or Barcelona's back. Do I think Barcelona's going to win the Champions League this season? It's possible. Do I think it's realistically, do I think it's going to happen with a backline that consists of Balde, Maldini, Araujo, Koundé? No. I don't think so. Like obviously, you know, being able to score many goals is great and all, but like having like that solid defense, bro, is what's gonna win you those titles, bro. And I just, it's possible. Like, it's very possible. Like, we have a great goalkeeper, we have a great midfield, we have a great attack. You know, but can it actually happen? I don't know. But, you know, I'm very hopeful. Of course, I would want to see Barcelona win the Champions League. Like, duh. But, yeah. That's all I really got to say. I mean, this guy, great video. There's a little bit of points that were kind of, like, off. But for the most part, pretty accurate picture of, like, what happened. And, yeah. That's all I got to say. If you enjoyed the reaction, drop a like, comment down below, subscribe to the channel for more, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Bad little bitch gon' roll my dough. We back on Mars, we moving slow. Little nigga better pay up what you owe. And he got